On the Medical Watch, vaccine trials are in full swing in an effort to find a shot at beating COVID-19.
But who will get the first inoculations? It's a question many have asked. Medical reporter Dina Baird has some answers.
It's a complicated equation hinging on shipping, storage, availability, and risk level. Combine all of this with trial results for different vaccine candidates, and the Centers for Disease Control has come up with a COVID-19 vaccine dosing schedule that could have millions getting their shot by December. As students head back to school and employers increasingly welcome returning workers, it becomes even more critical for herd immunity. The key to that lies in a vial with an injection that offers immunity to SARS-CoV-2, the virus that causes COVID-19. There are several candidates scientists at various pharmaceutical companies and universities are giving to study participants. As phase 3 trial results begin to trickle in, experts say every state should prepare to invite residents to get their vaccine as early as October. The process tested and perfected back in the 2009 H1N1 flu pandemic.
So I think the infrastructure is there. So suppose we have a reasonable amount of supply at the very beginning, I think it could be a smooth process.
The federal government will initially buy all available viable vaccines. Medical offices, hospitals, and pharmacies must enroll in the vaccination program for the right to administer the initial shots, confirming they have staff and proper facilities. The CDC Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices says as those vaccine doses are shipped across the country, they should go immediately to big cities with large populations. Frontline medical workers and first responders, older people, and those with comorbidities like asthma, diabetes, heart disease, high blood pressure, and obesity will get priority, since they're likely to get sicker with a COVID-19 diagnosis.
There will have to be entire processes developed to figure out how we're going to get patients identified. What's challenging is we have a lot of people that are high risk that may not be tied into healthcare. And how are they going to know to come in, where to go, how easy is it to bring the patients in?
Most of the experimental vaccines require 2 doses given a month apart. So far, 2 of 7 study vaccines are rising to the top. A third promising trial was halted just this week as a study participant got sick. The 2 leading candidates do not have preservatives, and therefore they're temperature sensitive. Moderna's vaccine arrives at -4 degrees Fahrenheit and can be stored for 2 weeks in a regular refrigerator. But Pfizer's shot requires a -94 degree storage temperature, which may impact where it's distributed in mass. Pfizer will ship doses in special containers with dry ice, which must be replaced every 5 days. Hospitals typically have sufficient cold storage.
This is going to be a little bit more complicated depending on the vaccine. Some of the vaccines have to be frozen in liquid nitrogen or at very low temperatures. And most clinical practices don't have the capacity to deal with that.
In addition to vaccines, supply kits with needles, syringes, alcohol pads, and surgical masks will be shipped to distribution sites. So here's the potential schedule. If both vaccines are proving safe in trials, 3 million doses will be shipped in October. That ramps up to 20 to 30 million in November, with another 45 million arriving in December, for a total of potentially 78 million vaccinations. If there's a hitch with either top candidate, only 1 to 2 million doses will go out in October, with 10 to 20 million by November and 15 to 30 million by December. In the best case scenario here, 52 million people will get a vaccine.
I think it's very, very important to have a really transparent process, have a really transparent reporting procedure for any incidents related to vaccination. Because only when this process is really transparent, only when the safety is closely monitored, can people be really confident about the safety of this vaccine.
All of this depends on the current trials continuing without delay and the manufacturing process running smoothly. If so, for many, a New Year's gift of immunity from COVID-19 may be on the horizon, along with a return to a more normal life in 2021. Meantime, doctors advise in the absence of a COVID-19 vaccine for everyone, it's even more critical to get a flu shot this year. Back to you.